CVS is probably the shittiest pharmacy I've been in a long, long time. Let me tell you my story. So a while back, CVS put in the self-checkout, which I totally get. A lot of places are doing it now, and I like it on one hand because it's faster. Sometimes I can just hurry up, run through there, get what I got to get, and get out of there without having to interact with another human being, which I really like. On the other hand, though, I feel like if I'm going to be paying all this money for all these products that I buy from you, the least you could do is bag my shit up and send me on my way. So it's kind of like, a love-hate type of thing with the self-checkout. However, they usually do keep at least one cashier at the front, I guess in case of emergencies or problems, or if you just don't want to do self-checkout. So at least there's that. But what I really hate the most is their pharmacy. So a while back, their pharmacy decided that they are going to close for a lunch hour. So instead of spreading out the employee lunch breaks over time so they can have somebody, there working at all times, they decide to close the entire pharmacy down for a lunch hour, which I find kind of ridiculous because they do it at the lunch hour when everybody else in the world is out to lunch. And a lot of times people like to stop through the pharmacy and pick up their scripts and do their, shopping and things like that on a lunch break. And so now if you had to pick up a script on your lunch break, chances are you're not going to be able to because their pharmacy is completely closed for a lunch hour, right? I find that absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. You can't spread out these lunches and these breaks so that there's always somebody back there. No. They take an entire lunch hour and just, shut the whole thing down. Shut down production. It's ridiculous. It really is. On top of that, I don't even know how long ago this was, but I had to call down there for something. And when I called down there, they don't answer the phone. They have an answering machine. Now, of course, for the longest time, it was like,
please listen carefully as our menu options have changed.
Although they never change. They just want you to listen to the whole thing because they definitely don't want to take any phone calls. Anyways, you used to get that, right? You could press a button for the pharmacy and it would ring back to the pharmacy and somebody back there would answer the phone. Well, now they don't answer the phone at the pharmacy at all. You have to leave a message, leave a voicemail, and somebody is supposed to get back to you. However, that theory's been tested and proven to be false because I've called down there several times for things that my mom has needed and they just never got back to us at all. And so I guess they pick and choose who they want to get back to and they'll get back to you if they feel like it. But the point is they don't answer the phone, which is another huge negative in my opinion, because sometimes you have an urgent question that you need to ask your pharmacist. And so all that stuff really just annoys the shit out of me. It just really, really does. And so what happened to me when I stopped in the other day to pick up a prescription for my husband just about blew my mind. Are you ready for this? Okay. So I approach the pharmacy and there's 2 pharmacy techs waiting on 2 customers at the counter. And so, of course, being that we're at the pharmacy, you kind of stay back a little bit and start the line back a little bit because you don't want to be up right behind somebody who's given their birthday and all this information. You just want to mind your business, so you stay back a little bit. And so I'm standing back a few feet and waiting for a line to free up. And I see the second person leaving and going on their way. And the woman at the counter is standing there and I'm waiting for her to call me up there. But she stands there for a minute or two and then turns around and starts, going off and doing something else. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe she, had to go check the drive-thru or something real quick and she'll be back. And I'm waiting and waiting. And while I'm waiting, a line's forming behind me. Okay. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. 3 minutes goes by, 4 minutes goes by, and the guy in the first line, he gets done and he leaves. And so now there's 2 registers open and the line keeps forming and we're just still waiting. Nothing's happening. These employees are like lingering by the counter, but they're not asking anybody to come forward like they usually do. They usually call
next
and you come up and you do your business. Nobody says anything. And so it's been like 5 minutes at this point, and I'm like really not wanting to stand there much longer. So I said, fuck it. I'm just going to approach the counter. So we walk up to the counter and I notice they got a new system going on there at the counter where they've got this big touch screen. And I look at it and lo and behold, it's I don't even know what you would call it. It's the new cashier. Okay, is the computer screen, I guess. And I look at it and it's asking for, the patient's name. Who are you picking up for? You have to type it in. Ask for the birth date. I type in the birth date. It pulls up the person's information, and it shows all the scripts that they have there. And, you know, you check off the one that you're trying to pick up. And as soon as I do that, I get the little waiting screen. And so basically I'm standing there thinking like, so now the pharmacy can't even type your information in to look for your name in their system. This is how ridiculous their pharmacy is. They don't even, you know, they can't even type it in and look for your name. You have to do that yourself now. It's like, so what do you have these people doing exactly? You have the pharmacist who's dealing with all the medications, and then you've got the pharmacy techs who run and go get the bags and bring them up to the front counter, which is exactly what happens. The lady goes back, she grabs the medicine, she brings it up. What pisses me off about this whole kind of interaction is that both of these people at the counter saw this line forming. This is a new system that they've got. It's brand new, okay? So it's not like any of us in the line actually knows that it's there. We just are waiting for them to call us up because that's what you do. And after 5 minutes, they're staring at the line getting longer and longer, and they just do nothing. They don't say,
Excuse me, ma'am, you can come forward. We got a new system here. You just type in your information.
like nothing. Don't say anything. They just turn around and go about their business and just figure, oh, well, when they come up to the counter, they'll figure it out. Like, I mean, at the very least, you used to go to the pharmacy, give them the person's name, give them the birth date, and then they would go hunt down your prescriptions and bring it to you. Now they can't even do that. You have to do it all yourself. So CVS, who's all about good health, can't sell tobacco products and can't sell this, that, and the next because they're so, into good health. They put you a touch screen for you to come up there and touch all over in the medicine department where a bunch of sick people are up here touching on it. And that's their idea of good health. How does that make sense? All because what you guys don't feel like typing in the name anymore? You can't even do that?
Don't forget to like.
It's crazy. You've got the self-checkout up front. You're not there at lunchtime. You don't answer the phones. And now you don't even take my name and birthday. I have to put that in myself on a dirty old touchscreen. Like, come on, CVS, do better. Do better. So I go to leave. I get the script. I pay for it. I go to leave. And lo and behold, I'm tripping over boxes because there's boxes all over the place. There's boxes everywhere. Their stock never gets put away. They do it during the daytime. During customer hours is when they put their stock away. And I don't even know if I could say they put their stock away. They just lay it in front of all the shelves and the aisles that they're going to put it away at, and it just sits there. And so if you need to get something behind this stack of boxes, you've got to move all these boxes yourself and get to whatever item it is you are trying to buy. And if it's not on the shelf, it's in the box in front of the shelf that you have to dig through to find whatever it is you're trying to get. So it's like you guys do nothing. You're doing basically nothing in that store. How in the world do you think that rates you among other stores, among other, pharmacies? It's ridiculous. Your employees don't really do much. So why is your stock sitting out? I don't get it. Why can't people put the stock away? They're not doing anything else. That place should be ashamed of itself. And somebody said to me like, well, hey, maybe they just don't have a choice. Corporate comes in and says, this is what we're doing now, this, and that's fine. Some blame does go to the employees though, because they are such dicks down there. I've been in there so many times. I can tell you those employees are dicks too. On top of all that, their pharmacy service itself really sucks. It seems that, even though the computers have replaced 99% of everything they have to do in that place, they still can't get the tiny few things that they actually have to do themselves. They can't even get that right. We're just going to be searching for a new pharmacy because it's just a shit show down there. I just can't stand CVS. If you've had a bad experience with CVS or if you just love them to death, let me know what you think down in the comments and I will see you on the next one.
Subscribe.